What is up, Gone Rogue Games and Rogue Deck Builder fans? We are here today with Commander Legends 20 card draft booster packs. We're going to open 6 and make a draft to play with Zach and Kevin. Let's get started. Pack number 1. Numero uno. If I can ever get these things open. Here we go. Ambush Viper. Flash Death Touch. That is a pretty good green creature. I'll definitely be using that in a green deck. It's a 2-drop, 2/1 creature. I'm into that guy for sure. We've got a black Blade Brand. Target creature gains Death Touch till end of turn. Draw a card. Cage of Hands. Enchantment Aura. Loving the artwork on these already. Prosperous Pirates. Now my brother is obsessed with pirates and plays nothing but a pirate deck. I'm sure he's been on these videos before. But all these pirates will probably go to him after this draft set that we play tonight. Renegade Tactics. Target creature can't block this turn. Yeah, he'll like that too. And I'm really into the angels and the white cards lately. I'm building an angel deck, so that'll be good in that. So we're going to go green, black, white, blue, red. Another green Elf Archer. Not bad. 2/2. She deals 2 damage. Wow. Target creature with flying. Whenever you cast an elf spell. That could be pretty good for elf multiply decks, things like that. We got a red Ripscale Predator with Menace, a 6/5 creature. That's pretty dope. Black, Thorn of the Black Rose. Become the Monarch. There's quite a few Monarch cards in this set, so I've heard. And we got the new Commander Sphere for this series. It's an artifact. We'll keep those down here. Another Pirate. My brother will be happy about that. Another artifact. Oh, this one taps for 2 mana. It's a 4 cost. Pretty good. Wildheart Invoker. You can spend 8 and give a target creature 5/5 and trample till the end of turn. That would be fun in my trample deck too. Oh, look at this guy. Giant crossbow on his back. Hatchet in his hand. Looks pretty sick. Search your library for an aura or equipment card. Not bad. Reclamation Stage. I'm sure we've all seen him before. I know this set has a few reprints. Actually, probably a lot that I haven't seen before because I'm fairly new to Magic. That's okay. We got an artifact creature. As our uncommon. I guess he was uncommon too. And then our rare, we got Amphin Mutineer. Salamander Pirate. Look at the artwork on that. That is rad. And he has some cool effects. When he enters the battlefield, exile a non-salamander creature, which pretty much any creature. I don't think I've ever seen a salamander creature. And that creature's controller creates a 4/3 blue salamander creature token. And it's got an encore ability. Nice. And we got, another uncommon. Legendary creature. So I guess this is one that we can use as a commander. And a lot of these in this set have the partner affix. You can use them with other commanders that say partner. This one looks pretty good. He enters the battlefield with 5/1/1 counters. Whenever this creature or another you control dies, if it had a 1/1 counter, you put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control that has a counter on it. So that would be really good for any type of counter deck, whether you're using elves or green creatures. I use a lot of counter spells in my green trample deck, so that'll be fun. Alright, Captain Vargas Wrath. Legendary Orc Pirate. Sam is gonna do a backflip for this guy. He's a blue-red. Whenever he attacks, pirates you control get 1/1 for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone this game. So I guess if you got cards that can put commanders from your command zone to your hand or back and forth, that'd be a good one for it. So multicolor. And then we got a foil Goblin Trailblazer. That's pretty cool. Now I've actually got a fun Goblin deck myself. This creature's got Menace. He's a 2-drop, 2/1 creature. But he's also a pirate, so I'm assuming my brother's going to want this guy. We'll see. And then we got a Monarch token. Alright, next pack. I'm sure we don't need quite as much commentary, so I'll probably start going a little quicker here. Just getting the hang of it. Okay, we got another Trailblazer. Malefeld Twins. When it dies, create 2 2/2 black zombie tokens. Good for a zombie deck. We got a Core Cartographer. That's I guess one of those land seeking cards. Another pirate, Kitesail Corsair. Has flying when it attacks. Then we got a Valakut Invoker. You can spend 8 and have him deal 3 damage to any target. Cool artwork on that guy. We got a Fertilid. That was in the last series as well. Zendikar Rising. Welding Sparks. You can have it deal X damage to target creature where X is 3 plus the number of artifacts you control. So that would go well in an artifact deck. And then speaking of artifacts, there's a Sky Diamond. Taps for a blue. We got a Bitter Revelation. Top 4 cards of your library. 2 in your hand and the rest in your graveyard, and you lose 2 life. Elf card, just a 1/1 creature that can also tap for 1 mana. Not bad. Those are always good to have. Scholar of Stars. If you control an artifact, draw a card. Another good card for an artifact deck there. And we got Sky Whaler's Shot. That's some sick artwork. Up in the clouds, huh? Destroy target creature with power 3 or greater and scry 1. That's not bad for a 3-mana card. We got an Armillary Sphere. An artifact that you can spend 2 and sacrifice this card, and you search your library for 2 land cards. Put them in your hand, not bad. Skilled Animator, Artificer. Wow, not bad. Target artifact you control becomes a creature with base power and toughness 5/5 for as long as this card remains on the field. Good card for artifacts again. We might be building an artifact deck for our draft deck here with our 60 cards. Let's see. And then we got Frenzied Saddle Brute. I like the artwork on him. He's got haste. All creatures can attack your opponents and planeswalkers your opponents control as long as those creatures had haste. Interesting. So if something gave other creatures haste that turn, that'd be a good card to play. We got an Angel here, Patron of the Valiant. Gives other creatures a 1/1 counter. It's pretty good. That's another one of our uncommons from this pack here. Here's our rare from this pack, Magus of the Order. You can spend 1 and sacrifice this card and another green creature and search your library for any green creature card and put it on the battlefield. So I guess, if you had a weak creature out and you want to get a stronger guy out, it's a good card to do it with. I just put that in the wrong pile. There we go. Okay. And we got a legendary creature, Power Stone Engineer. He taps artifacts you control. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest in the graveyard. Another good card for artifact deck. And then we got an Elemental Lizard, legendary creature, Kedis Emberclaw Familiar. That's awesome. Look at the art on that. There we go. Whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. That'd be good for like a 4-pod. Or I guess the more players the better, the more people you're dealing damage to. And he also has that partner affix I was talking about. Attribute that lets him partner with another commander, and you can essentially just have 2 commanders. Then we got a foil Sanitarium Skeleton. Cost 3 to return him from your graveyard to your hand, and it's a 1-drop creature. That's great for a zombie deck again. And then we've got a Copy Spell token. Awesome. Love the artwork on that. Alright, next pack. See what else we get here. It's exciting. I always love opening new sets. This will just be my second, I think, my second pre-release and my second draft set here. We got an Elvish Visionary. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Dragon Mantle, that's pretty cool. Enchant a creature. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, and the creature gets 1/0 till end of turn. Getting some pretty good red and blue cards here. Might have to do a red-blue deck with artifacts mixed in. Another Sanitarium Skeleton. And we got Captain's Call. Create 3/1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Not bad. Strategic Planning. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one into your hand and one into your graveyard. The rest into your graveyard. Okay, not bad. Foundry Inspector. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Another great card for an artifact deck. Looks like we might be building something with artifacts and blue cards here. Palace Sentinels. When it enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. Another card that makes you the Monarch. That's pretty cool. I'm not too familiar with the Monarch, so it'll be interesting to see when we're playing some of our draft rounds later tonight. Another artifact creature, Construct. When it dies, return a target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Good way to get your artifact cards back if other people destroy them. Workshop Assistant. Eye Blight Massacre. Whoa, non-elf creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. So if you're playing an elf deck and you want to bring everybody else down to your level, because elves aren't usually that strong unless you got counters going, or other elves that benefit them. So if you're playing tribal, there's one to play against your opponents. Another Armillary Sphere. Stone Fury. Deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. That's a good one if you're playing a land deck right there. Scrounging Bandar. Enters the battlefield with 2/1/1 counters. Beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of 1/1 counters from this creature onto another creature. Not bad at all. We've got a Sky Diamond. Another Sky Diamond. Taps for 1 blue mana. First response, beginning of your upkeep, if you have lost life last turn, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. And that's an enchantment, so I guess anytime you lose life, you get a soldier token. Not a bad defense there. Dreamstone Hedron. Wow, costs 6, but it taps for 3, and you can spend 3 to sacrifice it and draw 3 cards. That is a value card right there. Utility. Good utility if you need mana or cards. All creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn, and you become the Monarch. That's probably one of the better Monarch cards I've seen so far. Cost 6, but all creatures get -4 till end of turn. That's a good play right there. And we got Emberwild Captain as our rare, the Djinn Pirate. Again, Sam's going to be happy about that guy. When Emberwild Captain enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. Okay, a creature that makes you the Monarch. Whenever an opponent attacks you while you're the Monarch, Emberwild Captain deals damage to that player equal to the number of cards in their hand. That is value. That is awesome. Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty. Looks like a white-blue legendary creature. I'm sorry, a green-blue legendary creature with Cascade. So Cascade is new to me. Says when you cast this spell, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. So this one costs 5. So finding one that costs less wouldn't be too hard. And then you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Put the exiled cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. That's pretty cool. So I guess for moving your library around a little bit, you get to cast this card for free, essentially. And then spells you cast with converted mana cost 6 or greater have Cascade. Wow, so anything that costs 6 or more, you can just exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less, put them on the bottom of your library, and just cast spells that cost 6 or greater for free, essentially. That is dope. Alright, that'll go down with our other multicolor. Then we got Brynlin, the Moonkraken. When the Moonkraken enters the battlefield, or whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 6 or greater, you may return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. That's a 6/8 creature. Pretty sweet. And you just return cards to your opponent's hands if they've got threats on the field. Just put this guy down, that's great. And then we got a foil in this pack. Stinger Fling Spider. That is some sick artwork again. This guy's got reach. I think a lot of spiders do, if not all. When he enters battlefield, you may destroy target creature with flying. That's pretty nice. And we got a zombie token. Alright, pack number 4. Creature, Goblin Pirate, Impulsive Pilferer. When he dies, you get to create a treasure token. Okay, and then what does encore do? That's, I think, another new affix, another new concept for this set here. You can spend 4 and exile this card from your graveyard, and for each opponent, create a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. Wow. And they gain haste, and you sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. And it can be activated only as a sorcery. That's pretty cool. So I'm guessing encore is something that a lot of people are going to go for now, including Cascade. So that'll be fun to see in action. Then we got Finclade Fugitives. They can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, and they have that encore ability. Not bad. Exquisite Huntmaster. When it dies, create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. So it's looking like there might be a decent black and green deck made out of this set with elves going on here. We got another artifact, equipment, Armory of Iroas. Armory of Iroas. Whenever equipped creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. That is nice for any counter deck. Absolutely. Even an artifact deck, of course. Another Cage of Hands. Scrap Diver Serpent. Looks like he's diving in some gold or something. Nope, that's just the sun rising behind him. Can't be blocked as long as defending player controls an artifact. Interesting. Not bad at all. Got some sea creatures going on here. Spontaneous Mutation. This one's got Flash. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant creature, and it gets -X/-0, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. So if you're getting your cards milled, or if people are destroying your cards, killing them, you put this guy out on even an enemy creature I would target to bring down their power. That would be something good against like Galta, for instance. Palace Sentinels. Okay, we had one of him before, I believe. When he enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. He's a 2/4. Bitter Revelation. Look at the top 4 cards, put 2 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard, and you lose 2 life. Okay, I think we saw that one earlier. Moss Diamond Artifact. Taps for a green, but it costs 2 mana. I don't really understand artifact cards that cost mana when you could just have a land card that taps for a land, right? Like, does this not just take up space in your deck? But I guess it would be great as an artifact if you're playing with other spell cards that benefit from artifacts. Makeshift Munitions. He's been in other sets before. Silverback Shaman. Nice. There's a good reprint. Haven't seen him for a while. He's got trample, and when he dies, you can draw a card. That's some value. Good green creature there. Seer's Lantern. 3-cost artifact that taps for 1, and you can spend 2 to scry 1. We got some uncommons here. Vow of Lightning. Enchanted creature gets 2/2, has first strike, and can't attack you or a planeswalker you control. So if there's a strong creature on the field that is a threat to you, you could put this on it to ensure that it can't attack you or any planeswalkers you control. That's pretty cool. Or you can just put it on one of your creatures to buff it up, of course. 3 Visits. It's a 2-cost green sorcery. Search your library for a forest card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. That's not bad for a 2-cost sorcery. Just to get a land search going on. That's great. Slaughter of the Strong. Slaughter the Strong. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power 4 or less, then sacrifices all other creatures they control. So basically a good land wipe sorcery, or a good board wipe sorcery for 3 costs there. Ooh, and then we got a rare green here, Court of Bounty. It's a 4-cost enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you're the monarch, instead you may put a creature or land card from your hand onto the battlefield. That is an excellent enchantment. That is going in my green deck like as soon as this draft event is over. Excellent card right there. Huge value. Livio, Oathsworn Sentinel. Is a 2-cost legendary creature, 2/2 human knight. You can spend 2, choose another target creature, and its controller may exile it with an Aegis counter on it. And then you can spend 3 to return all exiled cards with Aegis counters on them to the battlefield under their owner's control. Interesting. So you can exile cards and bring them all back. And he can be a partner commander. Not bad. Interested to see how people will use him. We got another legendary creature. Hans Eriksson. He's a red-green. Whenever he attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Wow, that is awesome. Otherwise, you can put that card into your hand. When you put a creature card onto the battlefield this way, it fights Hans Eriksson. So I guess you could put a creature down for free, but then it fights this guy. It's hilarious. Could be interesting. We'll see. We got our foil is Flood of Recollection, 2-cost sorcery. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand, and then exile this card. Not bad. Then we got another copy token. Okay, what else do we get here? Last 2 packs. Well, so far, the only thing I'm terribly interested in is this Court of Bounty here. We'll see what else we get. Gift of Paradise. Enchant land. When Gift of Paradise enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Enchanted land has add 2 mana of any one color. That's pretty nice. Although I think it's a reprint. And then we got, looks like a 3rd or maybe even a 4th one of these guys. Sanitarium Skeletons. A Doomed Traveler. When it dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. That's not bad. Get a creature out for 1, and if it dies, then you get another creature. Sailor of Means. Human Pirate. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Not bad at all. Simple utility. Another Renegade Tactics. Target a creature, and it can't block this turn, and you get to draw a card, and it only costs 1. Gale Strike. Return target tapped creature to its owner's hand. Not bad at all. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Lys Alana Bowmaster. Or maybe Lys Alana Bowmaster. Anyway, he's got reach. Whenever you cast an elf spell, you may have this. Deal 2 damage to target creature with flying. Another good elf card. And looks like a human pirate creature. I thought that was a spell. Boarding Party. It's got haste and cascade. I've seen a lot of cards with cascade. Pretty cool. Angel of the Dawn. Very nice. When Angel of the Dawn enters the battlefield, creatures get 1/1 in vigilance till end of turn. That's always a good thing. Court Street Denizen. Whenever another white creature enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature and opponent controls. Staunch Throne Guard. It's got vigilance. He's a 2/5 artifact creature. When he enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. A lot of cards that have this monarch ability now, so I'm guessing if you're playing against a couple other people, you're going to be going round and around the table, having people put down these cards saying they're the monarch, and people just stealing monarch left and right. Should be fun. Azure Fleet Admiral, another human pirate. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. Again, just what I was talking about. Can't be blocked by creatures the monarch controls. Wow, okay. So if you've got this card down and you're the monarch, none of your creatures can be blocked as long as you control this card. might be wrong about that actually. Azure Fleet Admiral can't be blocked by creatures the Monarch controls. Oh, interesting. We'll see how that plays out. Amorphous Axe. Amorphous Axe. I don't know, cool artwork. Equip creature gets 3/0 and is every creature type. Not bad at all. 3 costs to equip. Scholar of the Ages, uncommon blue. When it enters the battlefield, return up to 2 target instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. That might just become a staple in any blue decks that run a lot of spells right there. That's a good creature card. Oh ho ho, we got a Sifter Worm. 7 cost, 7/7 creature like most worms are. He's got trample. When it enters the battlefield, you scry 3. Then reveal the top card of your library and you gain life equal to that card's converted mana cost. That is awesome. So you get to look at 3 cards, pick one with the highest mana cost, and you gain that much life. Awesome. Love the green creatures. We got a black sorcery called Victimize. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped. Interesting. So you can take 2 cards from your graveyard by sacrificing 1. That's not bad at all. Looks like we got an orange. I think those are called Mythics. And we got a Profane Transfusion. It's a 9 costs, but it says 2 target players exchange life totals. Wow. So that can be pretty good if you're low and somebody else is high, or if you just want to switch things up and kill somebody that's a threat. And then you create an XX colorless horror artifact creature token where X is the difference between those players' lives total. That's awesome. That's going to be a great card. I can see a lot of people wanting that sorcery. And we got a multicolor legendary creature that can be used as a commander. Arkelos Lagoon Mystic. As long as he's tapped, other permanents enter the battlefield tapped. So if you tap this creature every turn, other permanents enter the battlefield tapped. So you can keep your opponents pretty locked down with this. Not bad. Another legendary creature. We're getting a lot of these multicolored legendaries. This one's a white-red. Rayav Master Smith. Whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, that creature gains double strike until end of turn. Not bad at all. I think this might go well with one of the new commander decks that they've released. It might already even be in the deck. Oh, we got a foil Patron of the Valiant. We've already seen him, but this one's foil, and it looks way better, obviously. Gorgeous. Okay, and then we got another copy token. We've gotten 3 copy tokens so far. There must be a lot of other cards in this series that we haven't seen yet. Another Doom Traveler. A Doomed Operative. As long as you control an artifact, it gets 1/0 and has Death Touch. Be good in an artifact deck. Another Foundry Inspector. And we got an Aqueous form here. Can enchant a creature, and that creature can't be blocked. And whenever it attacks, you can scry 1. And that costs 1 mana and does all 3 of those things. That's awesome. Skyraker Giant. Looks like you pulled down a dragon with some chains in that picture there. He's a 4/3 with reach. Appropriate. We got a Soul's Might Sorcery. Put X 1/1 counters on target creature where X is that creature's power. Oh my goodness. That's going to my green deck. Got a lot of strong green creatures and a lot of other cards that add counters, duplicate counters. And for how strong my creatures are in that deck, this will be awesome. Great card. Annoyed Altasaur. 7 cost dinosaur with reach and trample, and he's got that cascade effect, which can make him come out for free essentially if you move your cards around in your library. Lumen Grid Gargoyle. That's some sick artwork. He's an artifact creature 4/4 with flying. Court Street Denizen. Whenever another white creature enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature an opponent controls. Not bad. Perilous Myrrh. When it dies, it deals 2 damage to any target. Not bad for a 2-cost artifact creature. Another Gale Strike. Turn target tapped creature to its owner's hand. Draw a card. Champion of the Flame. That is some awesome artwork. He's a human warrior. Got 2 giant flaming weapons there. He's got trample and gets 2/2 for each aura and equipment attached to it. Not really sure what auras are. I haven't seen any yet, I don't think. But he's a 2-cost creature. Not bad at all. Another Angel of the Dawn. Guildless Commons land. When it enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. And this one taps for 2. That's pretty sweet. We've got a Vow of Wildness, which is a creature enchantment. Gives a creature 3/3 and trample, and can't attack you or a planeswalker you control. Interesting. That should play well with into the politics of Commander when you're playing with multiple people. You're all trying to pick sides. Anyway, we got a Quambage Witches, however you say that. It deals 1 damage to any target and 1 damage to any target of an opponent's choice. Interesting. Cost 2. It's a creature and you can tap it to use that ability. Our rare is Phyrexian Triniform. That is pretty rad. When it dies, create 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature tokens. And he's got an encore that costs 12. But you can create, if you can afford that, you can create token copies that are attacking. That's pretty crazy. 9/9 creature. We got Quain, Itinerant Meddler. Legendary creature, Rabbit Wizard. Each player may draw a card, then each player who drew a card this way gains 1 life. Interesting creature. It's white-blue. It's kind of nice that they put so many multicolored creatures in this set. And we got Anara, Wolvid Familiar. Another great-looking green creature. It's a 4/4. As long as it's your turn, commanders you control have indestructible. That's pretty nice. And it can also be a partner to any other commander or legendary creature with partner. And we got another land, rare. It's called Training Center. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. And this can tap for a blue or a red. Not bad at all, considering how many red and blue we have here. We might go with that. And then we got a Spirit Flying token. Not bad. That goes with, I think, one of the 1/1 white creatures we opened earlier. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Hope I didn't bore you to sleep. Have a good night.